Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends all across the globe today, and welcome back to Leaf Productions. Yes, I am starting a brand spanking new series. With the release of the European pack, I instantly fell in love with all the new beautiful animals in there, but listen, it had me pining for even more. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be going through some of the most essential European mods to give your zoos that European flair that, you know, just 4 animals can't really capture. So, of course, before we get started, mods are not officially endorsed by Frontier. That is something I do want to stress. Whenever you do mod at your own risk. But with that being said, we're just going to jump right into this. Number 1, with the Wisent. Yes, the European Bison. These guys are really cool and they are very distinct from the American Bison. They're a lot more smaller. They're a lot more kind of like, they have these beautiful big humps. And this one in particular was made by the wonderful Narwhaler. Narwhaler is gonna like take over this entire list. But with that being said, the Wisent is a very relatively unknown kind of animal. There's really only 3,000 of them left in Poland alone, and that is really, really insane to think about. But if you do want a bit of a European bovine, this is the perfect guy for you. Moving on from there, though, I also have the Eurasian Beaver. Now, these guys are found all over sort of Northern Europe, sort of all over Russia and stuff like that. These guys are really, really awesome. They're a lot more unique than the American Beaver. They're actually a little bit bigger and have more elongated faces. I know the changes are relatively minor, this one of course being made by Nick and myself. The changes are extremely minor, but it really is awesome in case if you do want that little bit of lore building, that little bit of storytelling to go into your zoos. Now moving on from there, I also have the Red Fox by me, Pureloaf, and remastered by Gabboi. Everyone loves the Red Fox. It is so fantastic to have in your zoos, and everyone loves him. It is based off of the Fennec Fox, which I think actually works a lot better off for the Red Fox itself, because it has these beautiful little yips and yaps that the Arctic Fox doesn't really have. But if you are hoping to have a little bit of a splash of color, the Red Fox is the perfect mod for you. Moving on from there, though, we also have the Pyrenean Chamois. This beautiful, beautiful goat-like animal was made by Narwhaler, once again, of course, and it is really, really awesome. So I would have preferred the Chamois over the Alpine Ibex myself, but the fact that Narwhaler has such a frontier quality mod for the Chamois, it just blows my mind, and I cannot recommend this one enough. Moving on from there, though, we're going to take a little bit of a break from animals and head over to scenery. I really want to emphasize SibCDC's European Midnight Pack. This is a really, really awesome pack filled with very awesome props, and it will be sure to supplement all those beautiful European props that we actually did get in the DLC, but it even adds so much more, like prop ravens, pumpkins, all these beautiful new items for your terrariums, and so much more. Moving on from there, though, I also have the Mute Swan by Narwhaler. This one is really awesome for fleshing out a lot more of your relatively pond-like areas, a lot more parks and stuff like that if you do tend to build in that kind of style. The Mute Swan is beautiful. Do keep in mind, however, that it only works in the water. If it comes out of the water, it will be kind of floating because it is based on the body of the flamingo and not really the feet, so just keep that in mind when you do download this one. Don't be freaked out by seeing a flying swan. Now moving on from there, we also have the Musk Ox by Jen, aka Bubbly Wums. This one is beautiful. These guys are found a little bit more north of Europe, way north actually, but they're still really awesome creatures to have nonetheless. I was just mentioning the Wisent and how it's a very unique bovine, but this takes that and throws it out of the water. The Musk Ox is a beautiful, stocky animal that I feel like really helps to highlight just how diverse Arctic wildlife can be. Moving on from there, though, I also have the Barbary Macaque by GiornoPizza. Now, this is the only primate native to Europe that's still living, really. So these guys are really cool. They're found over near Gibraltar, if you guys have ever seen them. They are really, really cool creatures, and I think it's really just pretty awesome to have European primates to begin with. Now moving on from there, I have the very last animal in this entire little bit of a roundup. I have the Finnish forest reindeer. These guys are beautiful, made by the wonderful Monsoon. It really helps to highlight just how unique reindeer species can be. I know a lot of people aren't too fond of the reindeer that we did get in the Arctic pack, so if you are hoping to have one that's a little bit more realistic, a one that looks a lot better than the base game one, I highly suggest the Finnish forest reindeer. But with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have to say for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a delve deep into previous mods. I know I usually touch upon these guys in the mod showcases, then never again. So hopefully this will serve as a good way to highlight a lot of the mods that are relevant to the entire Planet Zoo community right now. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do let me know if you enjoyed this kind of form of video. Maybe I can have them come up a lot more often. But with that being said, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.